Tori Ann Perky here, and from my homeschool to your homeschool, today I want to talk about a really fun game that helps your kids learn multiplication, division, addition, subtraction with superheroes. So with the Avengers movies and all the other superhero movies that are coming out these days, superheroes are a big deal. And the idea that you can have a math game that practices all of these basic skills while playing with superheroes is just super fun! I get so excited. Okay, so the game is called Numbers League, and it's got a lot of fun pieces. So the basic premise is that you build superheroes to capture the villains, and your superheroes can have additional help in different tools that they get that make it easier to accomplish the task, which is to capture the villains. That's the basic premise of the game. But if it were just that, maybe it would be just so. But the way this game is put together is so much fun. It's a card game, and let me show you the different pieces. First of all, let's talk about the villains. The villains come in 3 pieces. They come in heads, like this. And I'm going to just tell you right now, I love the graphics. So here's a head, here's a head. You need to know that all of the graphics are amazing. And then there's bodies, and then there's legs. And so as you're getting your different cards in your hand, you're getting various bodies, various heads, and various legs. And I don't know if you ever had one of those games when you were a kid where you could flip the different parts of the book and create different characters. Well, it's that kind of concept. So your first goal is to create a superhero. And all the graphics line up together, so you get this superhero character that looks like this. But you can build him any way you want. So you might end up with a superhero that looks like this, or he might have, different head, different body. And you'll notice on these cards, there's a number. See, there's a 2, there's a 1, there's a 3. And the numbers vary depending on the card. It's not like all the heads are 2s or anything like that. And based on how the numbers line up on the superhero after you've built it is the numbers that you have to work with. And you can add the numbers together, you can multiply the numbers, you can add 2 numbers and then multiply them with the third number. There's all kinds of ways to do that. So you're creating numbers, a full number based on the superhero. So in this case, it would be 2 plus 1 plus 3. So that would be 6, right? So this is a number 6. Now, to capture a bad guy, the bad guys are already set out, and you have 2 kinds of bad guys. You have the blue bad guys and the green bad guys. The green bad guys, the picture is the same, but you'll notice that the number is different, and that's because the green side, they're easier to play with, and the blue side, they're harder to play with. And here we have a green side, it's a 15, and it goes all the way into the negatives with this game, is the -4. And so we take the superhero, which has now been built, and we have a 6, and we can do different things with that 6. I'm not going to go into all the rules, but I will link in with the video to places where you can learn how to play. But based on different combinations of that 6, you then capture this 15 card, or you capture this 38 card. The one extra card that shows up in this game that I love are these booster cards, and they are the superheroes extras. So you have a ray gun, I think I don't know what that is, and it's a ×3. Here you have boots, it's a +10, and these can be added to the superhero. So instead of a 6, you might have a 6 × 3 is 18, or you might have a 6 + 10 is 16. So you're constantly doing all this mental math while you play, and I have to be honest, I was playing with my son, and my brain was doing this as it was trying to figure out how to make different combinations with my superheroes to be able to capture the villains. Now, let me just tell you a couple reasons why I really like this game. And again, I didn't go into all the rules, and you can check out the link below to check out the links for the rules. But first of all, I love the fact that it really pushes the mental math in a fun, different kind of way, and the graphics are so much fun. I love that your brain and their brain is going to have to work really hard. It's great for upper elementary and even middle school where they're still learning how to do that. I love that there's lots of ways to play with the cards. So you can play the basic game, but had I received this game initially when my kids were much younger, we probably would have started by just building superheroes, and we would have practiced just adding the numbers together and seeing what happens when we put different superheroes together. That alone would have been so much fun. I know that some of my kids would have sought out the cards that matched to create the superhero with all the same character traits. You know what I mean? So I love the fact that I can do that. You can play a timed version of the game. You can play an untimed version of the game. You could play where you're just playing collaboratively and you're trying to capture and you're all on the same side. Or you can play the competitive way, which is the way the game is originally set out. I also really love that the game feels really high quality. This is built by a family who doesn't put out a lot of games, and so it's not like they have a ton of resources behind them, but they have put a lot of time and effort into this game, and it comes across in the quality of the cards, the quality of the artwork, across the board. I love this. I love the effort that they've put into this game. Now, I will tell you there are a couple things about the game that, as I was playing, I thought, there are a couple things that I just struggled with just a little bit, and they're not deal breakers. I just wanted to let you know. The first one is I do think it's a little complicated to learn. The instructions that they sent, we really had to kind of wrestle a little bit with the instructions. Although I will say we did not go watch a YouTube video that just talked us through how to play. I think if we had done that, it actually would have been a lot easier, but we were trying to read the printed instructions, and it just took a little bit of time to figure it out. Once we figured it out, super easy to play, and I could sit down and play it again right away, but it did take a little bit of time to figure out. The instructions I was sent that came with the game I got were a little tricky to read just because of the way they were formatted, but it could be that they've upgraded it since then based on when you're watching this video. So I'm just going to put that in there as a caveat. I did find that as you're playing, the more superheroes you build, it gets a little challenging to keep track of all the different numbers. And maybe if you're really good at math, that wouldn't be hard, but I think for a kid that might be a little tricky. So if we, as we continue to play, one of the things that we plan on doing is having some kind of piece of paper with us to just track the numbers, all the different superhero amounts, so it moves the game along just a little bit faster. I do think that a mathy kid will love this game. My mathy kid was like, that was awesome, let's play again. I think a non-mathy kid would benefit from doing a more collaborative style of playing, possibly just because it was a little stressful because there was so much mental math. And if we had been playing together, I think we could have had a lot of fun practicing those skills, and they would have just had a little bit more support as they had played along. Definitely like this game. I just want to make another side note that they actually also have developed an app that you can download, and you can play the game in an app format instead of with cards. So if you are more inclined to want that tech side as opposed to something physical you can hold in your hands, the app is another great way to go, and I will leave a link to the app in the comments. All right, you guys, this is Number Leagues. This is my review. I think this is a great addition to any family that's looking to do mental math with their homeschooler in their homeschool. I hope you enjoy it. I'm Tori Ann Perky, and I make these videos every week so that you can be a successful and confident homeschool mom.